Sony logo alone takes up 17 seconds of screen time. Also, 41 seconds of logos.
Historically, when we look at evolution,
Neil Blomkamp said, well, Elysium sucked, so let's go back to that documentary style that made District 9 so great. That's what people loved about District 9, right? But unlike District 9, he never comes back to it at all. Jesus, you only showed me like 18 seconds of interview footage about the future, but nothing of the actual future. So this 18 months earlier bullshit after 42 minutes of credits and 2 goddamn interview clips seems forced, out of place, and annoying.
End of corruption.
So this is just the South African RoboCop then, right? Also, discount futuristic robot-assisted cops.
Welcome to the world's first robotic police force.
In South Africa, of all places.
Johannesburg, South Africa, became the focus of the world in 2016.
Jesus, Anderson, you don't have to act. It's your own show, man.
Before the success of the ubiquitous human-sized police robots, there was a bigger bad boy on the block. The Moose.
Also known as the South African Ed 209. Why the f does this guy's door open while he's driving?
Destination or task.
There's no way these things would be used simply as law enforcement. They'd be snapped up by every military that could afford it. But this publicly traded company decides, let's limit our reach to the South African police market. This scene makes me remember that I Think You Freaky video, which incidentally you can see a sin on our music video sins channel. Anyway, that video is a human rights violation that famously brought Nelson Mandela back from the grave to stop it, only to have his zombie heart seize when he saw it, requiring a second and even more somber funeral. Boy!
Ninja.
You mean he got to keep his band character name? Why not something random like Watkin Tudor Jones?
7 days. You got 7 days.
Bad guy from Chappie steals his deadlines from The Ring.
Human officers are on the ground.
But why? Is there any reason to put them in danger at all when you have a slew of RoboCops who can take care of business?
Move out, 22.
Movie steals the number 5 from Short Circuit. For some reason, this robot hesitates to kill the guy holding a bazooka. But it's okay, guys, because I hear OCP has a program where they can take his dead body and fit him with robot parts and... Oh, wait. Also, wouldn't it be awesome if they took this movie's version of Murphy and started fitting him with human parts? It'd be like the reverse RoboCop. I would call it RoboKeel. Okay, Jesus, I'm already struggling to tell all the shirtless, mullet-sporting white dudes apart, which is a bad sign for this movie's continuity.
The police chief just called me to place an order for another 100 scouts.
This is very, very good news.
Because all of you work in this building where your livelihood depends on the sale of these scouts, you probably already knew that was good news. But it never hurts to remind everyone in the office and anyone else we can't see who might be listening.
Keep your chin up when you keep cutting my funding. 20% this year, 25% last year.
This phone call was made with the express purpose of delivering exposition. Everything that these two characters say to each other is already understood between them. Movie does its best to make Hugh Jackman ugly, but no amount of mullet can take the Wolverine out of him completely. This movie even steals the factory from RoboCop. Man, RoboCop's been stolen from so much that RoboCop and Ed 209 are about to form an unlikely alliance and start blasting. Then after that, go after Spider-Man, because that's what unlikely teams do.
You think you got your way?
Wait a minute, this dickhead is still free and alive? He shot a bazooka, and it killed the 22 robot, but there were human guys right behind him. So did they just let that asshole go free? D. Antwoord plays characters in a movie where they use their band names and they listen to their own while they plot crimes. But in the movie, is it their or is it D. Antwoord? And if they're in a successful band, why do they need to steal stuff? And do I exist?
Red Bull!
Movie stops 15 minutes in to bring us refreshing product placement we can all enjoy for just $3 a can. And it gives you wings, I hear.
Do you realize you just came to the CEO of a publicly traded weapons corporation and pitched a robot that can write poems?
Michelle Bradley would be terrific at CinemaSins. Character finds actual motivation from motivational cat poster. This futuristic robot computer police center somehow has no security whatsoever. There's no goddamn way he's able to lift this.
yep, showtime.
How the f did they know that was him from this distance? Also, how are they camped outside Robot Cop headquarters without raising any suspicion?
Expensive, it's big, and it's ugly.
Character has the balls to tell Sigourney Weaver his true opinion about Avatar.
Maybe there's a remote in the van.
Yeah, check the van, America.
You mean you haven't checked the f***ing van yet?
Yo! Y'all gotta see this.
Y'all gotta see this cliche ex machina.
What about your little buddy in the back of the van? You're trying to hide from us.
Trying to hide from you? Are you f***ing serious? In what way was he doing anything matching those words? Now the movie steals Iron Man. Kidnap the guy who knows the shit, make him build it for his life in your secret hiding place, and somehow tell Terrence Howard he's going to be replaced with Don Cheadle soon. I mean, they steal all of that.
You gave me a retarded robot.
No, he gave you a childlike robot, which he repeatedly warned you about. Also, that's racist. Roll credits. Futuristic South African computer system uses an operating system and command prompt reminiscent of the early 90s. Banksy's gotten soft and repetitive in this movie's future. Chappie surveils the sleeping members of D. Antwoord and doesn't think they're freaky. Also, are they sleeping on American flag pillows? Why are these South Africans so obsessed with America? In what world can you turn on a TV and it give you instant He-Man cartoons? Even if it's simply on cable right now, it's the best time TV power-up in history.
So I aim at the blue bar on that, there it is. I'm like,
Okay, and
Probably totally missed because I'm holding the gun sideways like this is a 90s gangsta flick. Futuristic South African Google is a discount Google. Also, Dion's first search is when babies talk. Also, the top 2 entries on this Tetraval search misspell important and experts. And what the hell is learn.here? Also, the Tetraval targeted ad feature is really covering all bases here by putting them on their own search engine while an employee uses a computer inside their own headquarters. This website is written stupidly. Wolverine is addicted to Slumdog Millionaire.
Chappie be the rudest bad boy, streetwise professor in Joburg, mother!
According to what I know about South Africa from Neil Blomkamp, this is basically how South African parents teach their kid to talk at an early age.
Hey, what's up, mother?
Super advanced, basically AI robot manages to swap syllables on motherfucker because, well, it's hilarious, right? Sure, it doesn't make sense, but you're laughing, aren't you, mother?
Maker, I brought you into this world.
Dion goes with the typical parental I brought you into this world and I can take you out implication to get his kid to be obedient. Also, Bill Cosby.
This is serious. Mustn't engage in these people's lifestyle choices.
Wait a minute, wasn't he brought to life precisely to engage in these people's lifestyle choices? And he's telling him this right in front of the lady who apparently makes a lot of the decisions in this gang. How does he expect to get away with that?
Come, Chappie, I'll show you this. See, this is the easel.
Easel.
Which definitely required relocation to an entirely new building and location to show and explain to you.
Chappie, in life, lots of people will try to tell you what you can't do. And you know what? You must never listen.
Including when I tell you that you can't engage in these people's lifestyles.
Scissors and cash move day after tomorrow. How much? 600 million.
An armored truck is going to move 600 million in cash? Are you serious? This guy's dolphin sweatshirt.
Gotta toughen you up so you can do the heist, eh?
So we'll just leave you here, where you'll either get destroyed or you'll survive and someone else will capture you. It doesn't make much sense on our end, but plot.
It's come to our attention that you've signed out the guard key several days ago.
Yeah, normally we panic after a few hours since it's such a high security top level restriction item. But because you're you, it was okay until now. Chappie meets Benji and I'm already asleep. Damn, man, the last 6 minutes of this movie have been the passion of the Chappie. Can this guy catch a break?
Come on, hold him down.
Yeah, hold him down. He certainly didn't bring anything like chains or duct tape or anything that's actually going to keep him from escaping this scene, so just use your human brute force. She's wearing 6 goddamn watches.
All right, here we go, buddy. Plug and play, just like he said.
You can attach a new arm after the other one was sawed off? This girl's post-apocalyptic girly girl locker room pink fetish bedroom.
All the sheep in Magooville were white.
Because Magooville was racist. Touching scene about identity is underscored by the Mr. Hanky Christmas Poo figurine on the nightstand. Did this crime couple decide to take artistic pictures of themselves to hang around their secret hideout? And if so, why? Dollar bill undies.
look at Daddy walks. Look how cool he is.
Really important truck heist is coming up, but first things first. Let's teach Chappie how to walk gangsta. Movie dares to ask, what if AI robots and some gangsters had throwing star target practice? Also, the upcoming heist will require ninja training. And what's the deal with all the dicks being drawn everywhere? We now present to you the Zeffing of Chappie. I think that might be the most South African thing I've ever said. Damn, excessive American flag backgrounds, henchman anarchist named America, and now she's wearing a post-coital American flag robe of relaxation? The South Africans in this movie are obsessed with America. Chappie currently operates under the rule that his maker Dion gave him, which is to not commit crimes. So I'm having trouble figuring out how a robot with this kind of AI doesn't realize that this is a crime, even if Ninja told him it isn't.
Daddy needs the cars nice and fresh so you can sell them.
Well, maybe if you didn't spend all your time showing Chappie how to throw ninja stars, he might have been able to learn how to be an expert car thief. In this scene, the movie would have you believe Chappie came up with the plan to stop and steal a car using a rubber chicken, and that it worked.
I can't do the heist. Heist is a crime.
Don't worry, all Ninja has to do is tell you that the armored truck is his, and then you'll do it with no problem. This building is a you to practical use of space. Ninja brings Chappie, a robot that is identified with the police, into a crime boss's lair without any preamble and expects people to just be cool with that.
I need a new battery.
Dion said the battery would last 5 days, but hasn't it been way past 5 days at this point? Sony's compulsive nature includes putting at least 1 Vio, 1 TV, and 15 PS4s into every shot of a movie.
I'm your maker.
Why does this group of criminals even allow Dion into their lair anymore? What arrangement do they have with him that they, as criminals, are expected to honor? Originally, the plan was for Dion to teach him, but they've got a firm handle on that. They don't gain anything by allowing him to visit.
Is it true that I will die in a few days, Dion?
You should be dead now. Did I not hear this correctly?
Then how long will it last?
Approximately 5 days until the battery dies.
I guess I did not hear this correctly. Every now and then, the movie suddenly cuts back to Hugh Jackman, which either reminds you that he's in this movie, or briefly gives you hope that the movie's going to get better. This is the second best movie where Hugh Jackman plays an amazing computer hacker. Is there something about this company's security that allows any asshole to come in and do stuff on the computer like this without anyone knowing? They were all pissed off at Dion for taking the guard key out, and they should be on high alert for just that alone. But sure, dickhead Vince can come in here and crash all the robots because smoke break? I guess it's a smoke break. Also, guy who needs funding for his Ed 209 ripoff is told that he will only be able to get funding if the worst case scenario happens. Guard key goes missing, suddenly all the scouts malfunction. Yeah, I see no reason to dig further.
Get Michelle Brandy on the line right now!
Are these cops just now hearing of the huge riots going on? Did they not immediately get called into action when they started hearing about all the malfunctions? What the f are these people doing?
You sure you want to erase Genesis? Yes, I would.
It'll only take as long as it takes to prevent it from happening for you to delete this file. You'd think at this point Tetraval would be a hub of activity, including security personnel madly rushing to get into this building and figure out what the hell's going on. But nope, everyone's sleeping.
You cannot be copied because you're not data.
But of course he is. This is still an AI program, isn't it? Everything this guy learns goes into his CPU.
We don't know what consciousness is.
But we can create a program that somehow manifests consciousness. I can't decide what's worse, that they're just gift wrapping all this important catch-up exposition, or that he's managed to move around and spy on them for several minutes without making a sound loud enough for a robot to hear. Here comes security, just in the nick of time. Sure, Vince is covering his tracks, but no cameras, no login information. Is this the worst security for a publicly traded high-tech weapons company in the world? So, John, I figure if I see anyone walking casually out of a room that was dark before I turn the lights on, I won't bother to ask a question or even say hi to that person. They're obviously innocent and know nothing. I learned that on my first day of security camp. 2.25 megabits per second? He's going to transfer his consciousness to a Sony laptop at speeds a fraction of my home internet? That's slower than DSL. Seems like there would be a lot of f***ing data to transfer, and that speed ain't gonna cut it. This helmet uses neural somethings to read a human mind and control a robot. Just because Chappie is sentient doesn't mean his head isn't still full of wires, metal, and computer shit, which a neural helmet designed for humans could not read, even in whatever weird future this movie takes place in.
That's it.
Movie makes you think this is Chappie's first success at copying consciousness after several failures, but it's actually a ruse so they can drop a surprise on us later that actually has no bearing on the plot or your ability to care.
I got the second one!
Why isn't anyone helping Chappie move the cash during this time-sensitive heist? Did they really need 3 lookouts?
Last night, he brought a droid in here, and it was sentient.
It wasn't important for me to tell you until now.
Do it.
Michelle allows the moose to go unleashed, but I don't see how this is supposed to get their reputation back. Yeah, if the moose kills Chappie, that's one thing. Restoring order in all of Johannesburg with just that one robot? That's a taller order. If they made 100 of these things, I could see it being a viable option. But this is one robot with a finite amount of weapons. Me, there is a security camera right outside this place, and it shows that there's at least 21 on the premises. How has Tetraval not been able to figure out everything in this movie so far? I know you have a ton of money, but this is just a really stupid way to party. Do you not have wind in Johannesburg? Rain? This is the second best movie where Hugh Jackman controls a robot to fight against another robot.
I needed your help with the heist, Chappie.
You lied to me.
Yeah, he also left you in the middle of nowhere to be beaten by thugs, plus all the car stealing and heist planning. So it's amazing your AI just now figured out the concept of Ninja being a bad person. Me. Did Dion just somehow catch up to the heist van after seeing it leave the scene on TV while he was still at work? Yeah, he knows where their hideout is, but the timing of this is suspect as hell. Also, did the news helicopter that was keeping track of these guys and the heist decide to peace out at some point? No need to follow those guys. The story is their heist, not where they decide to go afterwards. Chappie is standing here at the back of the van making a knife grenade. Then Moose lands and fights with the gangsters, and Chappie disappears from the scene completely. No Chappie in this shot, no Chappie in this shot, no Chappie in this shot, or this one, or this one. On and on through the entire scene it goes. Chappie vaporized into thin air for a few minutes.
Come on, you little gangster.
Vince seems way more interested in the defensive capabilities of this moose thing than actually killing the bad guys.
I'm gonna finish you off. Every single pathetic scum lot of you.
Then do it already, damn. And then when he fires the weapons, he doesn't even aim at the group of hostiles this thing detects. Just the empty building. What the f? No. Oh, f you. He had no time to disappear. But also, he somehow completely armed himself with the things that were in the back of the van, sitting in the middle of the battle zone, I guess through telekinesis, and then waited for several minutes while most everyone died before coming in to save the day. It takes 10 times forever for Chappie to press the simple button that would blow up the moose. Moose, be sure to shoot your bullets everywhere Hippo isn't. Somehow, Yolandi goes completely undetected by the moose so that this can happen. Chappie forgets about the detonator he dropped earlier until after a bunch of shit happened and his mommy dies. Because Chappie, advanced sentient futurebot, is dumb as f. So many shells, so little aim. Also, you had no trouble taking out one of those D-Antwoord f***os a minute ago, and now the moose suddenly can't hit anything? Let's review. The reason why this experiment failed is not because your robot sucks. It's because you, who are obsessed with this robot's capabilities, did not know how to operate it properly. And you suck. Security continues to be a #1 priority here at Tetraval. Chappie is of course unaware that all the characters Hugh Jackman plays have adamantium bones, so this does not completely incapacitate him. Is this guy capable of making a movie that doesn't have a climactic fight in a yellow-tinted factory? Tetraval Cam 37 brings to light that there are at least 37 cameras in Tetraval, and still no one could figure out anything. Wow, the timing of this is miraculous. Got it just before he died.
Micah, do you have pain?
This robot doesn't understand how robots work. Tetraval Cam 38 brings to light that the South African police force has no sledgehammers or battering rams or explosives to blow out a doorway, and still use crude saws for plot timing purposes.
Set up a protocol to remotely deactivate the droids. I think we can use it to move you to a new body.
Despite the fact that all of them were surely destroyed during the massive rioting still going on in Johannesburg somehow. Did everyone forget the rioting? Or did that dissipate just because Hippo's dead now and it's no longer important to the plot? How do none of them see him?
Is that you? Yeah, it's me.
My new body is a little charred from obvious burning, but everything's a-okay.
We both have new bodies now.
Easily rechargeable at any hybrid plug-in station in the country.
We going back home?
Remember, the body Chappie's using is still plugged into the system, and easily located by Tetravol's scout network. So is Tetravol not going to want to reclaim their property? Or is it now that Vince and Dion are dead, no one can access this shit anymore? Mommy consciousness ex machina. Like, f***ing literally right on the nose ex machina. Also, does this mean Ninja's gonna start having sex with a robot? Because, hey, why not? I know I'm attracted to a gal's consciousness as much as I am her physical attributes. I mean, he's literally wearing the shirt of the band that he's in. Don't be that guy, man. Don't be that guy.
It's just a temporary body, Mommy.
They should have just called this Rise of the Planet of the Chappies. Even after all the bullshit that's happened in this movie, someone can simply access Tetravol's servers and operate their robot factory without a single hitch. Now, how the f*** am I gonna get out of here with 38 cameras and all that security? Oh, right, Tetravol doesn't give a shit.
No! Chappie!
Ever since CinemaSins began, the most requested thing has been TV Sins, and now it's a reality. Click the link in the description below to check it out. And now, the audio outtakes.
Oh my god! They killed Kitty!
Diagnosis? Puberty.
Whoa, what? More time. Come on, Stan.
Listen to me, I'm your maker.
Bigfoot is real.
No, it's not.
Listen to me, Skeptismo. There are 1.7 million known species on the planet, and biologists estimate this represents only a quarter of the total.
I brought you in this world, and I'll take you out.
That shows no affection. They want to ban us on Capitol Hill, because it's diamond.
In the arms of the angel.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply.
What you want, what you gonna do?
Good. Go.
The Three Musketeers.
You're gonna be a bad mother.